And so for those of you who might be new, I think there were a few new faces there. I'm Jessie Mahoney, and I'm a pediatrician. I teach this yoga most Saturdays at 9 and some Sundays for restorative and or counter football programming. And tomorrow's class is going to be a blend of Hatha and Yin, restorative, gentle, which is one of my favorite ways to teach in the afternoon and evening for those of you in other time zones. And as we begin, find your sit bones and connect them into whatever you're sitting on. Ideally, you have a block or a bolster or a blanket to sit on. So your hips are above your knees and your poor tired hip flexors that carry a lot of tension can release a bit. And so noticing if your knees are above your hips and adjusting in some way if they're not. And coming back into your body and your breath for a moment. Perhaps close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and if not, a light, loose gaze. And notice the breath. Notice if you can hear it in your ears. Notice how it feels as your chest rises and falls. And just check in with yourself this morning. Checking in if there are pockets of tension or stress or a little ache somewhere. Maybe you have a slight headache or a slight toe ache, whatever it might be. Just noticing where your body needs some attention and care and kindness. And send those cleansing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth to wherever those spots are. And my invitation for this morning is going to be a peaceful heart. And when you open your eyes, you'll see I have this cool new metal heart that has a peace sign in it. So that is what inspired this class. And I love this idea of a peaceful heart. Very often our hearts don't feel peaceful. They feel full of angst, unrest, stress, tightness, tension. And so can we spend an hour here, and perhaps more going forward, attending to the idea of having a peaceful heart? In my mind, a peaceful heart feels healthy, feels hopeful, it feels light. So taking a moment to consider what a peaceful heart feels to you. Letting your heart perhaps soften into slightly more peaceful. And if your palms are face down on your thighs, flipping them up in a more open, receptive, peaceful stance. Can you drop into peaceful here? Noticing again what doesn't feel peaceful. Send the breath anywhere that your body is alerting you that it does not feel peace, whether that be your heart or somewhere else. Breathing in and breathing out. What would you need to shift slightly to have a more peaceful heart? Not an all or none, but shift slightly in the direction of a more peaceful heart. What might you need less of to shift in the direction of a more peaceful heart? Maybe it's something you do or clutter in your space, or maybe it's a way that you think or a story that you tell. Perhaps the key to a peaceful heart is a little more trust, a little more belief in yourself or others or the universe. Not complacent or resigning yourself, but perhaps from hope. Perhaps a peaceful heart has a little more hope in it. And if it would feel good, bring a hand to heart and another hand to top. And find where your hand to heart is. For some people, it's more midline. Some people, it's actually over the anatomical heart. Notice what feels good for your arms and your shoulders and where you can do it without judgment, because a peaceful heart is not placing your hands over your heart and wondering why you can't feel it or why there's so much tissue in the way. Find a spot that feels peaceful and connect with your heart underneath. Connect with it as a living thing that fills and empties and constantly is moving and changing. And realizing that it is with you every breath and every step of this long, hopefully long life. Perhaps wishing your heart peace this morning. What might bring it more peace? Might it be letting go of judgment? Might it be changing your stories a bit or drawing your attention to different stories? Might it be simply breathing more deeply? Might it be spending more time on a yoga mat or out in nature? Even if it's cold, snow can absolutely inspire a peaceful heart. Notice peacefully your chest rise and fall here. And take a slow moment, a pause here to attend to your heart. Wishing it peace, growing peace, letting go of what is getting in the way of peace, or more peace, shall we say. Noticing that in the pauses where you get to choose, choosing your experience, choosing how you show up, choosing whether you show up with an angsty, stressed heart or a peaceful heart. And if you happen to have a challenging relationship, what if you showed up with a peaceful heart? Or if you're finding your job in medicine stressful, how could you show up with a more peaceful heart? Might it be more accepting, letting go of the resistance of what is, not necessarily liking it, but just dropping the angst and the energy? Peaceful hearts solve problems. They're creative, they're loving, they have space and clarity. So taking a moment to think about where your journey towards this more peaceful heart might be. And as you do that, flip-flop your hands so your non-familiar hand is on top. And notice how the pressure is different. Notice the energy that's different. Enjoy that unfamiliar for a moment. Let it be peaceful, even though it's unfamiliar. And we will bring our hands together, rubbing them, creating a little heat. Press your thumbs into your sternum, connecting into that heart space once again. And with palms together and each finger pad touching, notice each finger pad press against the other. Notice the skin to skin of the palm, all of those things melting the cortisol, sending a little oxytocin all around, helping you find that peaceful heart. And thinking for a moment, that thought I often share, that peace begins with me or begins with you. And perhaps saying that in your head 3 times. Peace begins with me. And taking a moment to listen to whatever answer bubbles up there. And when you feel complete, you can lower your hands and open your eyes, shaking out your fingers, perhaps switching the cross of your leg to the uncomfortable side. Noticing how that just disrupts your brain pattern. And you'll bring your hands to your sides, light, easy fingers. Inhale your arms up towards the sky, wiggling your fingers. Reach tall, tall as you can. Shimmy your side body. Huge inhale, drawing in more breath, even more breath. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, reaching tall, 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 tall. Exhale, place left hand on the earth floor, tense if needed. Reach your right arm over your right ear and grow, lengthen your right side body. Huge breath in. Exhale, reach right hand to the left, bend left elbow. Inhale once again. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder, breathing out, rolling your heart open. Breathing in this idea of a peaceful heart, whatever that means to you. And breathing out over the right shoulder, anything interfering with that peaceful heart, stories, frustrations, letting it go. Embodying and visualizing it blow away. Press into the left fingers, reach up. Grow tall, inhale, reach tall, shimmy. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, breathe in this idea of that peaceful heart, whatever that might be. Wiggle fingers, letting go of frustration with humans and systems and all of the things. Exhale, right hand reaches to the floor, perhaps tense. Right hip reaches downward, left hip reaches up, left fingers reach to the right, bend right elbow. Huge breath in. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, pour the breath into every nook and cranny. Exhale over left shoulder if it's okay for your neck. Breathe in over left shoulder. And exhale, blow out a wee bit more. Press into the right hand, reaching up tall once again. Wiggle fingers, interlace your fingers, flip your palms to the sky. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Ground hip bones into the earth. Arch slightly, inhale. Exhale, round forward. Creating space, your spine reaches all the way back, navel reaches back, palms reach forward. Inhale, peace, and slight arch back. Exhale, release, letting go of whatever needs to go, sending that heart space back, navel back, dropping crown of the head towards the front. Inhale, slight arch back once again, filling up. Exhale, round. Inhale once again, reach tall. Open your arms out towards the sides. Interlace your fingers at your sacrum. Lower them to the back. Straight elbows, shoulders down and back. Drop chin to chest and breathe. Your chin as it nods to your chest. Reconnect with this idea of what would it take for you to have a more peaceful heart? What does that mean? A peaceful heart is aligned. What would be more aligned for you? Press hands towards the floor, chin to your chest. Enjoy your neck muscles. And a long, smooth, easy exhale. Release your hands. Bring chin to neutral. Reach your arms out to the side walls. Palms face front. Wrap your arms in a huge beach ball, gathering in peace and hope and alignment and all the things that would enable a peaceful heart. Rounding your navel all the way back. Exhale, open your arms wide. Heart shines forward. Envisioning it peaceful, perhaps light-filled. Notice what color feels peaceful. Inhale, round, scoop the belly, bringing in all of the peaceful, all the good, all the noticing what's working in your life. And exhale, arms open, releasing, letting go of whatever needs to go. Heart shines forward. Let the light in and the light out here. Your eyes can stay open or closed. Wiggle fingers. Bring arms back to neutral. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Wrists flex 90 degrees. Take a moment, notice your sit bones root downward. Exhale, drop fingers towards the floor. Inhale, reach fingers towards the sky. Gaze chin to the left hand, gently, kind to your neck. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, gaze to right hand. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, gaze to left hand. Drop your chin a wee bit, sending breath into the shoulder and neck muscles, inviting softening. Exhale, chin to neutral. Inhale, come back to center. Other side. Exhale, gaze to right. Drop your chin. Breathe into anything that wakens here. Exhale, release. Chin back to neutral and back to center. Lower your arms, roll your shoulders. Notice the feelings that may be there, rolling them in either direction. And noticing your heart in there as it rolls, always with you, always thinking. We'll reach our arms out once again, palms face forward. Wrap them in front, right elbow under left, coming into a huge hug, wiggling your fingers to the inside of your scapula, lifting your elbows up over your chest, rounding forward and squeeze. A huge hug for yourself. We know that hugs are essential for wellness. Skin to skin is essential. They release oxytocin. You can give yourself a hug. Something you should do every day, and get a few from anybody else in your life you can find who's willing. Squeezing tight, perhaps having a rock, enjoying it, letting all those good feel-good hormones and neurochemicals circulate. They will help you have a peaceful heart. Notice your heart in there, giving your heart a hug as well, thanking it for all it does. Bringing elbows back to shoulder height. Untangle, press your palms into the sidewall, elbows straight, pinch your scapula together. Enjoy all the sensations. Release. Wrap arms in opposite direction. Huge hug once again. Wiggle your fingers to the medial scapula to the best of your ability. No judgment. Peaceful heart would not judge. Elbows lift up over your chest, round forward, squeeze tight. Envision yourself giving your heart a hug. A kind hug, not a too tight squeezy hug. Holding it, perhaps a little rock. The Science on Hugs talks about 20-second hugs. And taking time this weekend to notice how long 20 seconds is. Trying to get some hugs or give yourself some. Release those neurochemicals that invite peace and feel good. Release, bring your chin back to neutral, untangle. And lower your arms and just notice for a minute all the sensations. Perhaps release your wrists in either direction. Stretch your legs long. You can stay up on your block if you want or come to the floor. Notice what feels good today. And you'll move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Be cautious if you're sitting up on something. Bring hands to thighs. Hinge at the waist. Back is flat. Slide your hands forward wherever feels okay at this moment. Flex your ankles, spread your toes, and enjoy the energy. Letting in the energy with that peaceful heart. Huge breath in, pour it in through the nose, all the way down to your belly and your pelvic region. Exhale, hinge forward a wee bit more, inviting the energy coming up the legs, inviting the energy. Toes are active and spread, spreading each toe. Practice. Perhaps wiggle big toe and other toes. Enjoying that energy. Huge breath in once again. Heart shines forward, slide forward another inch or two and enjoy the energy. Close your eyes and allow yourself to melt in here. Heart is shining forward, body is active, but melt your heart, melt your energy. Noticing what happens when you soften, when you embody this peaceful heart. All is well in this moment. Huge breath in. Exhale, hinge a teensy bit farther forward. And draw your attention to your heart. Notice how it feels, enjoying it. Slowly slide up. You'll sweep your knees around and come to hands and knees. Move that block out of the way gracefully as you can, elegantly. And we'll come to hands and knees. When you arrive here, spread your fingers wide, equal pie shapes between the fingers. All 10 knuckles press flat to the floor. The palmar cup flattens to protect your wrists. Notice your humeral heads in the shoulder socket. Notice your knees under your hips. Engage your navel, tops of the feet on the floor. Inhale for cow, heart shines forward. Reach the crown of your head sky high. Rear end reaches high. And notice your heart shine forward. Invite peace into the heart space as it looks, gazes peacefully, kindly, not judgmentally forward. Exhale, round, tuck your head, reach your belly all the way to the sky, enjoying it fully, luxuriating in the cat stretch. Inhale, cow, bathing your spine with kindness. Heart shines forward. Stay in touch with your heart today as you do cat cow, coming into cat slowly, taking your time, drop your head and neck. Come back to neutral. Notice how you feel. Straight right leg behind, drop right heel to the earth, reach right arm to the sky, coming into gate pose. Huge inhale, reach right fingers taller, taller, outer edge of the right foot reaches the floor. Exhale, right arm reaches over right ear. Enjoy it. If you wish, raise right leg up to hip height. Right ankle is flexed. Notice how it feels. Drop right foot to the floor. Reach right arm towards the sky. Drop it into the left hip crease. Bend elbow, gaze upward. Your heart is going to roll. Allow your heart to hang peacefully here and enjoy. Huge breath in. And out. Gaze upwards. Breathe in. Reach right arm to the sky once again. Circle your arm forward 3 times, huge circles. Let your shoulder enjoy it, and backwards 3 times. Let it be a massage for the shoulder. And we'll come back to hands and knees. You can waggle your rear end, your tail a moment, perhaps a little mini cat cow to feel good. Drop to your elbows, coming into puppy pose, or today we will refer to it as melting heart. You'll lower your forehead towards the floor. Third eye connects to the earth. If you can also place a block there. Wiggle your elbows a tiny bit forward and melt your heart towards the floor. Envision a soft, peaceful heart here. Melting, not tight. Letting go of any cement encasing you might have, cracking it a little bit. Letting your heart be more accepting and welcoming. We often hold it tight to protect it. But if it's peaceful, it's just there, relaxed, easy, easeful, graceful. Walking your elbows forward a teensy bit more, inviting stretch into the armpits and the lower back. Let it feel good. Lift forehead, slide your elbows forward. We're going to come into Sphinx pose, sending lots of love to the lower back here. Elbows directly under shoulders, palms directly in front of the elbows. Spread your fingers wide. Tops of the hips on the earth, tops of the feet on the earth. Huge breath in, shine heart forward, crown of the head reaches to the sky. Breathing in and out. Connect with your heart space here, sending it the breath. Seeing with your heart. Sending breath to the lower back. Enjoying the fronts of the hips on the floor and the tops of the feet on the floor. They're often neither on the floor. Letting yourself notice those sensations and enjoy them. One more breath here. Curl your toes under, bring your palms under your shoulders, and we'll press back to child's pose. Child's pose is always kind after Sphinx pose. Sink your hips towards the floor, knees will be apart. Walk your hands far forward as you can. Lower your forehead and breathe into your arms, your armpits, your lower back. You can walk your fingers forward a smidge or two more. And notice here your heart space. Thinking about this idea of a peaceful heart. What do you need to invite peace into that heart space? Maybe it's letting go of frustration, letting go of over responsibility or fixing, managing, and controlling the people in your life, all the people who don't do things the way you think they should. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing for you what's getting in the way of a peaceful heart. Remembering that peace begins with you. It's the stories that you tell, the narrative that you use to explain what's happening in the world. And a peaceful heart is available depending on what narrative you choose. Sending kindness to your heart space, inviting it to fill more fully. Last breath here. Let yourself enjoy it. Filling your rib cage fully. Exhale, release and soften, melt a wee bit more. Slowly make your way back up to hands and knees. Find center. Inhale, right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it through left hand and left knee. Coming into thread the needle, you'll lower your right ear to the floor. Lengthen left arm forward if that works for you. We all have different shoulders and life experiences in our body. So do what works for you here. The palm of the right hand faces the sky. Press the back of the forearm into the floor. And notice your heart peeking out here under the left armpit. Sending it the breath. Inviting all the different sides of your heart to stretch and fill and soften. 2 more breaths here. Bring left hand back to your face. Untangle, reach right arm to the sky. Come back to hands and knees. Take a moment to cat-cow, wag your hips. Notice what your back shoulders need. Sending breath to any tight spots. And when you feel complete, come back to stillness. Inhale, left hand to the sky. Thread left hand through right hand and right knee. Drop left ear to the floor. Come into thread the needle here. Back of the right forearm, left forearm on the floor. Right palm reaches to the sky. Right arm stretches long. Notice your heart peeking out under your right armpit. Sending it breath. Letting this side, this corner, nook and cranny fill more fully. Inviting peace into every smidge of the heart. Bring right hand back by your face. Untangle, reach left arm to the sky. Come back to hands and knees. Stretch, left leg long behind. Drop left heel, reach left hand to the sky, coming into gate pose. Huge breath in and out. Pour the breath in through the left hand. Exhale, left arm over left ear, and enjoy your entire left side body from the outer left foot to the left fingertips. Send the breath in every nook and cranny. taking advantage of the pause here to feel, stretch, breathe, align, perhaps cleanse and flush out any stuck spots. Inhale, left hand to sky. Exhale, left hand to right hip crease, roll left shoulder, gaze upward. Breathe in and enjoy. 2 big breaths. Reach left hand to sky. If you did the balance on the other side, feel free to do it again here for a moment. Dropping the foot. Come back to hands and knees. Find center. Walk hands, a handprint in front, curl your toes, and lift up to down dog. And hang out here. Perhaps flatten hands, reach hips skyward. Remember, hips are the apex. Reach them as high as you can. Lower forehead to the floor. Pedal feet. Be aware of the energy shifts as you pedal your feet and you are upside down. Perhaps gaze through your feet, getting a different perspective. And breathe. Attend to this idea of a peaceful heart. Often when we're upside down, we have different thoughts. Allowing yourself to hang out here upside down for a moment. Huge breath in and out. One more big breath in. And a huge exhale, whatever that looks like for you. It could be lion's breath or blowing it out, blowing bubbles, raspberries, whatever feels good. Walk hands to feet, feet to hands, meeting in the middle. Come into a forward fold. Hands to opposite elbow. Release your head and neck and enjoy a sway. Rocking back and forth. Find center and pause in center. Enjoy feeling centered. And notice your heart here. Notice whether you can invite peace upside down here. How does that feel? Release hands to the floor. Recross them at your sacrum if this is okay for your shoulders. Straight elbows, press fists towards the back wall. Exhale, release your fists over your head and let your hands fall forward. Lots of stretch in the front of the shoulders and the neck. Be careful and kind. If it would feel good, bend right knee straight left, gaze a little bit leftward. A little goes a long way. Come back to center, generous bend in the knees. Left knee stays bent, right knee straight, gaze rightward. Notice subtle shifts lead to big shifts. Come back to center. Focus on your breath. Breathe in, pouring the breath in. Exhale, hands fall forward a smidge more if you're there. Lower hands to sacrum. Run them down the backs of your legs to the floor. Engage your belly and roll up like pearls on a string. Today, open arms out wide, circle them up towards the sky. Palms come together, slight arch back. Bring palms together at heart center. Pause. Let your body reorganize here for a moment. Letting gravity come into play. Giving yourself a moment, no rush. Lower hands to the floor, palms open. Come into Tadasana. Notice your feet. Lift up all 10 toes. Spread them wide. Wiggle fingers and toes. Root toes downward into the earth. Drawing up the earth's energy into your body. Your body's a still mountain, drawing it up through your legs to your belly. Heart is light. Reach crown of the head towards the sky. Exhale, drop your shoulders. And pause for a moment, noticing how your heart feels. And you invite a little more peace in there. What's needed? What do you need a little more of, a little less of? What does it feel like to have a peaceful heart? And notice how tall and steady you can be here and how peaceful your heart can be no matter what else is happening in the world around you. In this moment, you can have a peaceful heart. Bring a hand to heart and another hand atop, pressing inward, sending yourself perhaps a wish for more peace, kindness, compassion for whatever the journey has been, perhaps for the lack of peace in your heart thus far. And there's no rush for it to be peaceful. It's just a more peaceful heart, allowing yourself to be exactly where you are today. Perhaps that's how the journey is supposed to unfold. Huge breath in and out. Lower hands to the floor, wiggle your toes. We're going to come into tree pose. Tree pose requires a inner peace, which is a peaceful heart. Root your right leg downward as if it were a tree trunk. Lift up all 5 toes, lower them to the earth. Hands can be on your hips to start today. Finding the tops of your hip bones, pressing them downward, finding your stability there. Bring the sole of left foot to right hip and pause. Draw elbows back, left knee back, heart shines forward. Stand here as a tree for a moment. Your thumbs will be in that sore spot in your back. You can give yourself a little massage. Elbows drawn back, shoulders down. Take a moment here. Inhale and exhale. Release your hands, bring to heart center. Balance here. No need to raise that left foot any higher. Notice your heart here. The thumbs connecting to the sternum, connecting to the heart within, letting your heart be peaceful, melt. If it would feel good, reach branches to the sky. Wiggling fingers, rolling wrists in either direction. Hands pour back down the center to heart center. Draw your left knee forward, lower it down. Shake it out, particularly that right ankle. Come right to your left tree trunk. Lift up 5 toes. Hands can be heart center for a moment. Lower your toes. Draw the earth's energy up through the left leg / tree trunk into your belly, across the mid belly, engaging your belly. Bring sole of right foot to left calf and find your steadiness. Bring your hands to your hips. Draw your elbows back. Draw right knee back and pause for a moment here. Use your toes for balance like babies do. Breathing in and out. Bringing hands back to heart center. Find your balance. And if your tree has branches, let them grow tall. And if your tree is swaying, embrace it, welcome it. In this tree, let your heart be peaceful. Find that inner peace. Notice how inner peace lends itself to balance. Inner peace feels centered, stable, a little tippy, but stable. Bring hands to heart center, draw left knee forward, lower your foot to the floor, roll it out in both directions. Come to the top of the mat. Hands can start at heart center. Lift up all 10 toes, lower them down. Lower hands by your sides, out towards the outside. Reaching them, coming back together, palms together, slight arch back. Fold forward, pour forward into a forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Let that peaceful heart shine forward. Exhale, fold forward. Once again, inhale for a flat back half lift. Exhale, lower down. Step back for plank. Pause in plank. You can go straight up to down dog if you wish, or shift your weight forward onto your tiptoes, hug your elbows in, lower down, chaturanga towards the floor. Your third eye will land on the floor. Heart melts and connects to the floor. Pause here for a moment. Enjoy the pause. Enjoy the earth connecting to the front side of the body. Weight is out of your hands. Inhale for cobra. Heart shines forward. Exhale, lower down. Curl toes, press into your hands. Lift up to down dog. And pause. Pause to enjoy. Find your navel, your center, your belly. Notice hands on the floor. Notice your heart hanging lightly. Can you envision it as a peaceful heart? Inhale, left leg to sky. Exhale, draw knee to nose, place left foot on the floor. Drop your back foot to the floor. Come into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Take a moment to lift up. If you need to pad your back knee, do so. Bring hands to heart. And take a moment here to take good care of your knees, your hips. Tuck your left hip back a teensy bit, right hip forward. Notice that tiny little shift. Press the thumbs into the sternum, taking good care of your heart here. Let it soften and melt. Breathing in and out. Reach arms towards the sky, slight arch back, gaze upward. If it's okay for your neck, and breathe. Breathe in and out. Send breath into the right hip. Pour the breath into the heart space. Notice how it feels. Lower hands to the floor. Place your fists on the floor. Curl back toes. Come up into a low lunge for a moment. You may want to bring your right foot out a little bit to widen your stance for balance. Walk your hands gently up your left thigh. Reach arms to the sky, coming into a high lunge. Huge breath in. Exhale, sink in. Melting hips, melting hearts. Notice that you can have a peaceful heart here, even though everything else is working. Drop your right heel to the earth, cartwheel arms open, come into warrior two. Reset up your feet if need be. Huge breath in. Exhale, right hand on right thigh, reach left arm to the sky, come into peaceful warrior, or graceful warrior, or elegant warrior, whatever you'd like to call it. And in this peaceful, elegant pose, attend to your heart. Breathe in and out. Huge breath in. Stretch left fingers to the crease between the back wall and the ceiling. Right fingers reach to the floor. Exhale, cartwheel back to warrior two. Pause here. Gaze or drishti over middle finger. Notice your left knee, if it's folding inward, bring it back over the left ankle. Inhale. Exhale, sink in a wee bit more. And here in this warrior, can you have a peaceful heart? We often move through the world like warriors, but a peaceful heart on the inside is actually where strength and power lie. Not focusing on what's out of our control. Hop your back foot open another 6 inches or so. Turn your hips front. Come into warrior one. Huge breath in and out. Reach your arms to the sky. Bend front knee. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, sink in. One more breath. Grow tall. Enjoy your heart here shining forward. Exhale, arms will come out, hands clasped at the sacrum, shoulders down and back, heart shines forward. Letting this heart that's being seen for many of us is uncomfortable, feel soft and peaceful, inviting a little bit of that. Envision it melt. A soft, peaceful heart fills fully. One more breath. Reach arms out and up towards the sky. Exhale, lower hands to the floor on either side of your back foot. Turn your heel back straight. Hop that back foot forward. Come into forward fold. Widen your knees a wee bit. And hang. Release your back. Sink into your knees. Juicy, juicy. Rock your hips. Rock your elbows. Letting any tightness go. Lower hands. Inhale, roll up, inch by inch by inch by inch. Today, arms circle out and up, palms come together, slight arch back. Drop hands to heart and pause and just notice how you feel. Huge breath in and out. Enjoy the pause here, 3 breaths. One more big breath. Open eyes if they're closed, lower hands, open arms out and up once again. Slight arch back, palms come together, pour them down the front, melting to pause in front of the heart, lower down, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, heart shines forward, back is flat. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Palms on the earth, step back for plank. You can come into a vinyasa if you wish. Tip your toes forward, bend knees, elbows in, lower down chaturanga. Everyone else can go straight to down dog. Do what feels good to you. Heart shines forward, low cobra, and pressing back to down dog. Pause for just a moment. Breathe. Find your center. Inhale, right leg to sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Come into the low lunge. Be kind to your knees. Tack your right hip back, left hip forward. Hands to heart to start. Pause and enjoy. Close your eyes even if you can. Notice what happens when you close your eyes. Noticing your heart. Let it soften, feel peace. Letting go of anything still there that's bubbled up as you've moved more. Reach arms to the sky. Huge breath in and out. Inhale and exhale. 2 more big breaths here. Pour the breath into the hip and the heart space and the chest. You can close your eyes here if that feels good. Shutting out all the noise, letting yourself connect with that sense of inner peace. Lower hands to either side of your knee, fists. Curl your back toe, come up to a high lunge. Take a minute, widen your stance. Walk up your right leg, right thigh. Reach arms to the sky. Coming into a high lunge here. Back foot is heels off the earth, facing forward, both feet. Huge breath in and out. Reach your arms tall, tall, tall. Roll your wrists if need be. Lower. Let's see, I can't even remember what I did. Drop your left heel to the right, cartwheel open to warrior 2. Bend front knee. Gaze over right fingers. Inhale. Exhale into peaceful warrior, graceful warrior. Enjoy it. Cartwheel back to warrior two and pause. Tack your right hip back, left hip forward, gaze over middle finger. Pop left foot outward, twist forward into warrior one. Let yourself melt in here. Envision your peaceful heart shining forward in the midst of this chest. Huge breath in and out. Lower hands to the floor. Hop your back foot forward. Come into a forward fold and hang out here for a moment. Wiggle toes, sway, and notice how you feel. We're going to come to lie on the floor here. You can bend your knees and lower down, or if you want to come up, your body feels like it needs to come up, feel free to do that. Lower yourself to the earth in whatever way feels good. And let yourself melt into the earth. I suggest knees bent to start. Notice how you feel. Cross right ankle over left knee, thread hands behind the left thigh. Come into a figure four if that works for you, hugging your left thigh in towards you, picking up the left foot. If you need to keep the left foot on the floor, do that. And enjoy the figure four. Rock, perhaps, hugging the left thigh in, rolling ankles, letting yourself release. And then pause in stillness here. Notice if in stillness you can find a peaceful heart. Lower left foot to the floor. Reach arms over your head in an easy cactus. Drop right sole of the foot to the floor. Come into a figure four twist and enjoy your right hip here. If it feels good, gaze to the right. See if here in the stillness you can invite a peaceful heart. You let go of what should be different and focus on what is for right now, knowing it's all temporary. Things will change, they always do. Bring gaze back to center, knees back to center. Uncross your knee, reorganize your sacrum, left ankle over right knee, thread hands behind right thigh. Pick up your right foot if that's okay for your body. Come into a figure four and have some movement here. Enjoy, massage. Notice what happens when you tug in a little or release. Press into the elbow into left knee. Come to stillness. Release right thigh, lower right foot to the floor. Arms overhead in an easy cactus. Drop left foot to the right. Come into a figure four twist. Breathe into left hip, left waist. If your body would enjoy, gaze to the left. Invite peace into your heart here. Gaze comes back to center, knees back to center. Uncross your knees, lower both feet to the floor. Press your feet into the earth. Lower hands by your sides, palms to the floor. Lift up into an easy bridge, lifting heart. Reach your sit bones to the sky. Engage your glutes, undoing your back. Reaching high, untuck shoulders, and lower down. Take a moment. And we're going to come into Shavasana, our final resting pose. You can bring soles of the feet together, knees apart for Supta Baddha Konasana, or stretch legs long and drop your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Notice what feels better to you today. Every day is different. I invite you wherever you are to bring a hand to heart and a hand to belly. Taking in a big deep breath. And a long, smooth exhale, allowing yourself to let go, settle in, soften, and allow that heart to be peaceful for a few moments. Nothing to fix, nothing to do. Just rest and enjoy the peace. Anyone who wishes to stay in Shavasana, feel free and stay as long as you like. For those who wish to come out, begin to deepen your breath. Slowly wiggle fingers and toes. And take an inhale and a huge stretch in whatever way feels good to your body. And slowly make your way to a seat. However feels good to get there. When you arrive, move the flesh of your seat. Let your ischial spines connect downward into the earth. Cross legs. Grow your spine towards the sky. Huge breath in. Exhale, palms open towards the sky. Perhaps bring thumb and middle finger together on each knee. Another big breath in and out. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. The light in me shines and reflects the light in each and every one of you. May you all move through the world with a more peaceful heart this week. Namaste.